everyone, welcome to Bec Tarot. Today I'll be doing a reading on what the universe has to tell you, what do you need to know, what the spiritual messages for you, okay? So over here we have group 1, group 2, group 3 as well as group 4. Take your time, meditate on the cards if you want, okay, and let's get started. For those who has picked group 1, you got the Tiger's Eye, overcome your fears. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse in tarot. In the Moonology manifestation card, we have first quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. We have first quarter moon in Taurus, release control. We have in the Star Codes Astro card, progressions journey. In the number 56, as well as in the Sufi Wisdom Oracle card, we have slow down to relax. So what I can see is that group 1, you are in the face of trying to release negativity and trying to release being constantly in control. Okay, I see that you're trying to learn how to just slow down and enjoy the present moment, and to find yourself once again, to find yourself and to be assertive, to find yourself who are stepping into your control, being assertive, whereas trying to release negativity and trying to constantly be grasping onto the idea of control, the idea of having to be in charge every single time. I see that you are currently in a progression of being a better version of yourself, okay, being a better, in progression of yourself. I see that life for you is like a journey, and every time you are experiencing something, okay, you kind of take a moment to relax, to be introspective, to release the negative thoughts, to kind of acknowledge that what you have been doing isn't really to your fullest purpose, and you admit it, and then you release control, but at the same time you are slowing down, trying to absorb all of the experience so far in the present moment. Okay, so let's set all this aside. So what is it that group 1 has to know? I see that many of you are kind of, I won't say complacent, but more of in the idea that whatever you're doing is not going anywhere, no matter how hard you try. Some of you may be single for quite some time already. This is what I see. It just feels like whatever you do is just not good enough. I see that you are in isolation as well from the people around you. You feel like people do not really understand you, but one part of you knows that this is for your highest purpose, because if you are easily understandable, then you're being too predictable, isn't it? The flame is also very, very big. I see that deep down you have a passion for something, but not many people realizes it. Maybe you face a lot of scrutiny when you were young, but I see that in the present moment you feel, okay, once again really isolated. You feel like nobody really understands you, and you're trying to come into terms that what is wrong with you. Is it because you're not good enough? Is it because that what you've been doing is hurting people? Again, I'm getting the message that no matter what you do, no matter how much hard work you do, it's just not going anywhere. But with the Ten of Wands over here in reverse, I see that you're slowly coming to terms that not everything should be in your control, Once again, very isolated. Maybe you may be in good terms with people around you. I'm not saying that you are a bad communicator, but it feels like nobody just understands you on a more intellectual and emotional level. You feel like your highest purpose has yet to be fulfilled, and you don't know how to go about to attain it. Some of you may be experiencing lower back pain. Okay, let me just point that out. You feel like, once again, it's like no matter what you do, you just feel extremely lost. This is what I can say. But once again, you're slowly trying to come into terms that not everything should be within your control. And it's not in a way where you can just be lazy, just say, okay, F it, you know, nothing I'm doing is right, then might as well just give up. It's not like that. It's when it's the right time, you do your hardest, you give your 100% best. But everyone is lost, you know. Just because we have a facet that we are not doesn't really mean that we have our shit together. Maybe you're someone who is trying to quit the frequent usage of the internet, social media and all of that, because it's making you feel extremely bad. Perhaps you compare yourself to people as well. I see that you are covered in bruises. It can be physically or emotionally, but you are covered in bruises. Perhaps you grew up getting bullied, okay? Like you were always the very petite, you know, like the pushover, not really petite, but you're just deemed as the weakest link. You're deemed as the most easily bullied one, and you can't really stand up for yourself. I see that there could be some things that is at your place collecting dust, because this candle has dust, but the other candles that I have doesn't really have dust. Okay, it feels like you're done trying to save the world when, like, you can't even, I wouldn't say you can't even save yourself, but more of when your house is not in proper order even. You're just done. I see that some of you are very sensitive, okay, you see? When others tilt you or push you or nudge you in a certain angle or a certain way, you get really defensive. And then you start to explode. So for part one, perhaps you guys have Taurus placement or perhaps an Aries placement, okay? But I see that whatever is going through, it's not done deal yet. You are still going to live and the cycle has yet to end. Just experience it, okay? But I see that you guys are kind of stubborn, kind of sensitive, even if you don't want to admit it, and have very explosive and impulsive trait. When people push you, they can disguise it with, oh, it's for the best intention, but you will get very, very defensive. Very defensive, and you won't admit that you are hurt. You will defend it with, I don't know, aggression, ego, showing that you don't really need them. People nudge you in a different direction and you just burst into flames. Look at this. I see that some of you guys are trying to learn how to talk to people better. I feel that the explosiveness, the impulsiveness, it was a younger trait that you once possessed. Meaning, when you were younger, you were much more defensive. But right now, you see, you're trying to release control and all of that. I see that in the near future, it's still a blue. It still feels like you don't know what to expect. But in the past, you were more of like worried about not knowing. But right now, you just kind of accept it that, okay, it's fine. I don't know it, but it's fine because whatever I'm doing right now, It's going to determine my next step forward. It's progression. Everything is a journey, and everything that I do in the present moment is a contributing factor. If you are single, I don't see love as a priority, and I do not see that it's going to affect you at all. I see that you're still trying to learn how to improve on yourself. And I feel like, it's a very cliche saying, but slow and steady wins the race. Just be patient, and the universe will offer you what you deserve. As of now, it still seems like nothing is happening, like perhaps your love life is stagnant for those who are in a relationship. Give up trying and all of that, but the universe is telling you to stop. Don't give up trying, just appreciate what you have. Okay, stop being pessimistic. Just because you don't have it right now, just because you can't attain it right now, doesn't mean that you won't attain it forever. Continue with your manifestations. What is it that you fear? Let it go. Let go of the fear. And try to talk more. Okay, so this is all I have for you. I really hope that resonates with you. Do subscribe and leave down a like because it will mean so much to me. Goodbye. Hi everyone, this is for those who has picked Selenites. Clear the clutter. Okay, so in the tarot we have the Devil in reverse. In Numerology manifestations we have last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. We have full moon in Gemini. Embrace the flow of life. In the Star Astro oracles, we have Aquarius collaborate. We also have Pisces sensitize. 11 and 12 could be of significance. Okay, in the Sophia Wisdom oracle cards, we got 3. Okay, so we got beyond the ego, surrender to the flow of life. We have live in the moment. What you are looking for is with you. We also have you are finding the path. You are the driver and the navigator. So straight away, what I see is that group 2, you are trying to calm your mind essentially, and it feels like there was something that you were once really obsessed with. Okay, it could be a codependent relationship despite it being kind of abusive, but you still stayed because you really like the person or really love the person. Or it could be an addiction, okay? Be it drug addiction or like unhealthy habits. It's something that you had to let go. And I see that you have been trying to further on to improve on your life, which is essentially clear the clutter, am I right? Or perhaps the obsession or the toxicity is perhaps like maybe some manipulative trait, perhaps some kind of toxic, unhealthy habits that you have for yourself. Maybe when you wake up, then you immediately use your phone for like 12 hours in a day. And I see that the progression to get there wasn't an easy one, okay, because we have 2 Geminis over here. Last quarter moon in Gemini as well as the full moon in Gemini. You could have Gemini in the chart, but what I'm saying more is the energy. I see that it felt like there was 2 people in your mind just debating whether or not to quit the unhealthy attachment. But I see that you have soon been away from it, you've been restraining away from it, and it also could be an Aquarius or a Pisces. Okay, you could have that in your charts. Doesn't really have to be, but you're trying to nurture into your life. You're trying to love yourself. You're trying to embrace yourself. With the collaborate cards in Aquarius, I see that you're trying to nurture into your connections. And sensitize, it's more of like trying to just be yourself, just enjoy yourself, you see. Beyond the ego, you're already learning, and it's coming into acceptance that you do not know much and you want to continue to improve in your life. perhaps, okay, I do get this message. It will not be resonating with everyone, but there could be some form of near death situation. That's why there's this live in the moment, or just that you have come into acceptance that many things is just out of control, and just have to embrace what you have in the current moment while trying to set goals, you know, communicate, making connection, releasing toxicity, releasing toxic traits that you once had, releasing toxic relationships that you once had. Perhaps it's a friendship, perhaps it's a relationship, perhaps it's a family attachment, anything. You're trying to get away from it and trying to find the right path for you. So let's set all this aside, okay? What does the universe want to tell you? Start slow. Do not have a lot of expectations for yourself. I'm also getting like the Fool's energy. Perhaps you can have Aries in your chart. Doesn't really have to be, but it's more of dipping your toes in the water and testing the water first before commenting into things. Perhaps, for instance, you think you may enjoy or have passion in something, but you're quite uncertain. Try to explore your alternatives or give yourself some time. If you have the chance for an internship, try to go for that. For those people who are interested in someone and doesn't know how to tell them about it, this could be a good indicator. Okay, do not be afraid of rejections. Always come into relationships, go into relationships with an open mind. Even if they were to reject you, just take it as it is. Do not be too hard on yourself. Perhaps that's where the devil in reverse came out. So you're trying to come into acceptance of not being as hard on yourself and having a lot of pressure on yourself. I see there's some form of unfinished business. Try to eat healthily as well. Some of you could game, okay, or could be digital artists or just artists in general. And there's some form of unfinished project or unfinished business, something that you were really, really passionate about that you have left incomplete. It's a good time for you to go ahead and get it done. I see that when people nudge you in the direction, you flow like water. Maybe that's where Aquarius and Pisces come out, because you literally experience life as it is. Just go with the flow. You don't really have tough expectations with anything. I'm also getting that some of you could be interested in like fairies or like angels, anything biblical we see. Yeah, that's a very strange message. Okay, I'm going to say this, but those people, females, okay, your period is about to come. Somehow I'm getting that. Yeah, you're not gonna like that. That's just what people will resonate with it. I'm getting like some of you guys could be, oh, that is so explicit. That is not spiritual at all. I'm gonna say that. Okay. But that's the message I got. I see that you lean on people as well. You go into relationships, connections with an open heart. Despite all the setbacks, despite all the challenges, you push it back, you see. You have faith, you have trust in partnerships of people more than they do themselves. And I see that you're a very, very good friend. More than you would like to admit. Perhaps it's you just being really humble, or just that you don't realize that you're actually a really, really good friend. But this is what I feel. People can go to you for support. But I'm getting that people can go to you for support, but can you go to them for support? But do not see that form of expectation you have for people. You know, do not have like, oh, I'm always there for people, but people are never there for me. But yes, any arts project, any form of assignment from work, from school, get it done. This is what I feel. For those people who are into Bibles, into angels and fairies, spirits, associates, like spirits, your angels are talking to you, okay? They're trying to tell you something. And I'm getting like some of you guys like, yeah, that's why I'm watching this. Hold on. That's me. I'm just saying whatever I see. But I feel like the joyfulness that you have, perhaps you're a little bit like me. When I get nervous, when I'm trying to say something to justify myself, I would smile, I would laugh, exactly like earlier on. But there's a void deep down in your heart that it feels incomplete. It feels like you have many people around you, but you're still kind of alone despite you not having that kind of pressure, having that kind of support. I mean, not support, but having that kind of expectation for people. I'm getting like you're literally playing with fire. Why do I feel like I'm talking to myself right now? But it just feels empty. Like if you were to go into introspective mode, you feel empty, and it's something that you don't want to come into acceptance. You have quit all of that toxic traits, toxic mentality and everything, but there's still something that makes you feel left out. There's still something that feels incomplete. And I feel like the universe is trying to tell you that it's fine. You know, you're going with the flow of life, see? But that does not mean that you must have absolutely zero expectation for yourself. All you have to do sometimes is to ignite your soul with a spark of something that you were once interested in despite falling down to, to your deepest, you know? Some of you guys have some form of expectation for a nice body. I'm still getting like face massage roller. It feels like you're trying to embrace self-love as well. But it makes you feel lonely, doesn't it? Like, I feel like that's what the universe wants to tell you, is to come into acceptance that stop hiding everything behind a smile. Okay? Because deep down you feel lonely and it's fine. You have to embrace that side of yourself as well instead of suppressing it with fake happiness and fake optimism. Sometimes it's fine to just cry out. Let it all out and get it over and done with, you know. But this is what I see. So if it resonates, to leave down a like and subscribe. It will mean so much to me. Goodbye. Hi everyone, this is for people who has picked Shun Guide, Detox Your Life. In the tarot we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have the Magician, as well as the Nine of Swords. In the Moonology manifestations, we have the full moon in Virgo, take inspired action, and we also have accepting challenges, trust your inner resources. So for group 3, I feel like there was a situation in terms of I'm getting heavily loved, but it doesn't really have to be. It was something that you're really emotionally invested in, but you kind of left it. You left it, okay, there could be 2 scenarios. You left it and you kind of regretted it. You left it to pursue for something more, but it didn't really happen. You left to take charge of life, all of that, but it didn't really happen. And now you're dreading your own decision that you made in the past. Whereas the other possibility is that there's something that you were not emotionally invested in, and now you see that there's a lot of potential to attain it back then, and now you regret it. You could have Virgo in the chart, doesn't really have to be, but I see this cycle coming to an end. I see this with the Shun Guide. You have to detox your life, detox your own perspective that, oh, like the universe just doesn't want things to happen to me, nothing is coming, like the wheel of fortune is not turning to my favor, like my luck is just not there, nothing's coming my way. Stop feeling that way. Okay, stop turning your back to possibilities of attaining much more. All you have to do is take charge. See, take inspired action. What are the inspired actions? You could be asking, but I'm asking you as well. I feel like the only thing that's holding you back is fear. It's fear that is hindering your own progression. I feel like you have to detox this, in a way, unhealthy mentality and to accept challenges, okay? And trust your inner resources. Okay, the candle I got for you has a very short beak as compared to the others. I see that you're someone who has very low expectation of yourself. Since the very beginning, it has always been like that. You feel like you're someone okay, I'm getting like you always have excuses. So if people were to ask you, hey, why are you not talking to that girl that you're really interested in? Like, oh, I'm shy, I can't talk to her, I would blush. I'm not saying that it's justifiable or not, but you're someone who, once again, has very low expectations of yourself, and thus you do not accept challenges. You kind of fray away from it. I do see it. See this too? They just broke apart. When challenges come knocking on your door, you just escape through the window. This is what I see. You restrain, you evade, you escape from situations to situations, and I do see it's your mentality, okay? Your constant need to find, I'm getting approval, but doesn't really have to be. Maybe you are coming out with excuses to be approved, to find approval and acceptance from the larger crowd, okay? I see that there's something incomplete. Maybe you guys have never been in love. You know that there's someone out there. Someone out there, but you can't really find them. You don't know where they are. And you feel like a lost soul just floating around trying to find the love of your life, you know, the person that can make you feel whole. Lost. Many of you, despite not being in love, genuine love, even once in your life, you have had dated many people in the past. Many, and they look at how not pigmented those are. See, it feels like you're still trying to find the person that can make you feel like yourself. You also feel like, or you deem that the world is plastic, everything is fake. You feel like we're all looking through the world with a lens and not seeing things as it is in a bigger picture. I'm getting like you could be kind of philosophical, okay? Could be like we're all living in a simulation and we're not really seeing it. Despite all of the excuses that you have, perhaps you tell yourself that you have social anxiety, then you can't really talk to people and all of that jazz. But you are very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable, more than you come across as. I see you shy away. Perhaps people who have stayed till this far, it really resonates with you and you need some time to think about it. Need a break, you know. I see you much calmer right now. Initially you were like, oh my god, what is she saying? Yeah, I see you freaking out once again. Yep. And getting really defensive. Or feeling defensive. But it just feel incomplete. You want someone to accept you. And you don't know where's the people, where's the person. Maybe you have met the person already, but due to your excuses, you shy away, you push them away. And now you regret it. Now you notice that there's so much potential. But you let it go to waste. That's just one possibility. Maybe that was the past energy that I picked up on, because I do see that you're trying to make connections right now, but they all seem really shallow. They all seem really surface level, and they're like, how do you say, like fair weather friends. They're not there for you in the long run. They're just there for the good times. Or at least it's just borderline relationships where it's co-workers, you know, like the both of you work together and that's all. Your entire life just seems really 9 to 5. You work, you eat, all alone. Even if you're not completely physically alone, you just feel lonely. Like no one really understands you. The person that you're finding for doesn't really have to be a romantic person. Okay, it could be just friends. But I really don't see you knowing them. But just do something for them. Now I see that day to day you're trying to improve on yourself. Trying to compare yourself to who you were the day before. Trying to feel something, but it's not coming anytime. You see the flame? Okay, I don't think you guys can really see, but the flame and the wick, there's a gap. Just feel like hollow in a way or another. So it's not really burning anymore. Sometimes just need to tilt a little bit, explore things, okay? experiment, and then you get there, and then the progression will start, will continue. See that you are experiencing life really, I won't say stagnant, but really slowly. It's like nothing is happening. You know what you want, but it's not coming. So maybe you substitute it with lots of gaming, with lots of watching TV, with entertainment, but you feel guilty about it. Just feel like the only person on a sinking ship, and no one is there to save you. But I feel like you feel like you're just bleeding there. Like, I don't know whether I can really say it, but okay, do you see it? You're just bleeding there. No one to help. Sleep alone, you feel lonely, you eat alone. Oops, sorry. Don't know what to expect. Even if you would do to expect, it's all the same. See that you're blocking people away in your life. There are people trying to come into your life, and they will matter in the long run. They do have good intentions, but you're blocking them out because you're afraid. You're afraid they will hurt you. You're afraid that they will hurt you. You will hurt them. Something like that. And then you start to use the excuses that I mentioned. Perhaps like anxiety or what's not, to validate and to justify yourself. Then you push them away, and then you start to regret it. I also do see like music is a friend. I feel like the universe is telling you to stop. Hold up, think about it. Think about your own action, and I feel like you know what you're doing. And that's why you feel guilty about it. But it's fine. It's time to change your perspective and focus on things that ignite your soul, on things that do not really require external validation. Okay, maybe you like playing music. Maybe you like playing piano or the violin, okay, or like the guitar. But you've been doing it because you want to get some form of compliments in school or from your co-workers or whatnot. That's just an example. But now do it for yourself. Try to find yourself as well. Once you do that, you will come into full acceptance of who you are. I still feel like you're trying to find yourself. Look at all of this. This is all fake. Whatever you have been experiencing in life, it's all like a veil. Like whatever you have a philosophy on, like living in a simulation and all of that. Stimulation. It's all fake. And I feel like you try to use it to justify what you're doing. Oh, it's all fake. In the end, it's not really going to matter. But you know that it does. All you need is that someone, just one person, to understand you. Yeah, so this is all I have for you. I really hope that it resonates with you. Okay, if it does, do leave down a like and subscribe because it will mean so much to me. Goodbye. Hi, so this is for those who has picked the smoky quartz. Let it go. Okay, so let's see. In tarot, we got the 9 of wands. In the Monology manifestations, we have new moon in Virgo. Trust all will be well. In the star codes astro, we have opposition, confrontation. In transits, climate, We also have in the Sophia Wisdom Oracle card, life's purpose. Seek your own deeper vision for life. Okay, so what I feel is that Pile 4, Group 4, you have to let go of some form of having full control of your life, having control of who you want to let in. I feel like it's a trait that you have, that you've been trying to struggle, or that you've been struggling for quite some time, and it's a confrontation for you. Okay, perhaps you have Taurus in your chart, perhaps you have Aries, perhaps you have Gemini. Okay, it doesn't really have to be, maybe Virgo, it doesn't really have to be, but it's a constant mental struggle and opposition. And you find yourself always thinking to yourself, why am I pushing people away? Why am I thinking like this? Yada da da da. And then you get to this whole mood. Look at this person. I feel like you are someone who's extremely spiritual as well. You could be practicing like tarot readings and like anything spiritual, anything divine. But I feel like the universe wants to tell you that trust the universe, trust the spirit guides, anything like that. That all will be well. And do not feel like everything must be within your control and everything must be planned out. Okay, so let's shift this aside. Just listen to the sound of water, okay? I feel like you're someone who's very patient. Someone who's very patiently waiting for things to come. I also feel like you're someone who doesn't really give your all to things, okay? You can say, no, I give my all every time, but it's never 100%. It's more of like 51. I'm still getting that some of you are I'm gonna say it, like leeches. You leech on people to for your own benefit. Maybe that's something that you are so against, that you have differing opinions and views about. I see that you guys are peace ready. I have to say what I feel. Let's continue this reading. Always giving a minute, like minimum best, and gets really agitated and angered when the outcome isn't as expected. I feel like that's a toxic trait that you have, or at least it's what the universe wants to point out, okay? Maybe you are burying it and you don't want to come into acceptance or don't want people to know this about you. And I feel like deep down you know that you are much more capable than just this. You are capable to give 100% to the things that you're passionate about, but why are you not doing it? Is it because you don't want to stay in your you want to stay in your comfort zone? You don't want discomfort? Is it so? You don't really have much friends, but you do have a few, okay? One, you can have one or two. This could just resonate with some of you guys. This is of someone who really wants to be a part of a friendship group, but you and your friends don't really know how to say no. And that is kind of eating you inside as well. You feel like a bad person, but at the same time you can't change that, because it's a form of acceptance. It's a form of like a fake ego, you know. I'm getting like discrimination as well. Why am I getting that? But I'm still getting that these friends, it's not people that you really leech on. It's more of perhaps projects, works, you know. In school you leech on those people, but you have this form of hierarchical structure in your mind that if people are not going to benefit you, then why should you partner up with them? But I feel like the universe wants to tell you that this is not who you are. How you are portraying yourself out there is not who you are. Some of you could be living in a city or something. The air is really bad. Get out more, okay? Go to the woods and take a breather. Try to look up more as well. Stretch out your neck. Feel like your neck, your shoulders are very tense. Some of you okay, could have had like psychedelic mushrooms or something. I do see like a mushroom. I do see a couple of mushrooms actually. And I feel like that's what grounded you. That's what made you ask yourself, like, what's life's purpose? No. And like coming to the realization that you're not always the best. The person, how you treat others when they do not benefit you is not exactly the best. So perhaps it was some kind of insightful experience that you once had. For those who do not resonate, it's fine. You don't really need a psychedelic experience to know about that. It's just coming to acceptance that you don't know shit. But for those of you who ask what's the life's purpose, the life's purpose, I don't even know. I'm a human as well. But for me, the life's purpose is just to experience life as it is. It's like what the Greek philosophers in the past, Marcus Aurelius and all of them, once said, you know, memento mori, always remember death. Regard your life as is the last. I feel like there's a lot of people who comes and goes in your life and they do not really matter, to be honest, but this is what I feel. I feel like you do not really have much friends besides those one or two people. And to someone who can't really say no to people who wants to be in a friendship group. So that is an indicator that you are actually a nice person deep inside. You're just trying to have a toughen up look, act like a badass and all of that. I have a lot of mushrooms. Maybe mushroom is one of your favorite like food. Maybe Mario the game. It's one of your favorite. You grew up playing it. I see a mask as well, by the way. Stop wearing the mask. Sometimes it's difficult to cope with it. I also see your lips. Some of you are using your body as an asset to feel less lonely. Again, to get what you want, you know, companion, lips, lust. This is what I feel. You use lust to feel complete. And everything feels so shallow, like nothing really matters. Again, giving your mind is best. that's exactly what the universe wants to tell you. Stop giving your minus. Stop giving your minimum. It's time to give your all, because you know that you're much more capable than just that. Start to treat people well. You're being kind of defensive and kind of on borderline over there. And all the people that come and go, do not compare yourself to them as well. You do not really matter. They do not matter in the past, and they will not matter in the long run. Stop playing games with people, just what I feel. Stop playing puzzle games. I'm getting chess as well, so maybe some of you guys are professional chess players. But yeah, perhaps there was some form of like ego death that you once experienced, be it psychedelic trip or not. But it made you come into realization. That's why you're kind of on border terms over there. Am I really in the wrong? Was I really a bad person? Yes. We're never the good person. We're not the main characters, okay? And someone may perceive you to be a bad person, but that's perfectly fine. You don't really have to let it justify you as who you are. Try to aim for much more than what you've been settling down for. So this is all I have for you, okay? If it resonates, do leave down a like and subscribe, because it will mean so much to me. Goodbye.